All eyes are on the US state of Georgia today as voters head to the polls for two runoff Senate elections. The results could swing the balance of power in the country's powerful upper chamber. The traditionally Republican state flipped blue in Joe Biden's favor in November. Now, a growing scandal over President Trump's baseless efforts to overturn the results is threatening to undermine conservative voters' faith in that electoral process. And as Hermione G reports, that's left both Senate races too close to call.
President Donald Trump arrives in Georgia ahead of two high-stakes runoffs which will determine control of the U.S. Senate. If Republicans win one or both, they will retain a slim majority and can block Joe Biden's legislative goals and judicial nominees. If Democrats prevail in both seats, it's an even split in the chamber, giving Biden's Vice President Kamala Harris a tie-breaking vote. Trump, however, was focused on other things.
You lose, you go, and you go wherever you're going, and you go and say, maybe I'll do it again sometime, or maybe I won't, or I'll get back to life. But when you win in a landslide, and they steal it, and it's rigged, it's not acceptable.
President-elect Joe Biden also took to the stage in Atlanta to thank voters for making him the first Democratic presidential candidate to win Georgia in 3 decades.
Hello.
He also urged his supporters to show up one more time for the Senate runoffs to help ensure his legislative agenda.
The power is literally in your hands. Unlike any time in my career, one state can chart the course, not just for the next 4 years, but for the next generation.
Once again, different visions of the nation will collide, with the Republican candidates embracing Trump's Make America Great Again agenda and Democrats focused on liberal policies. The runoffs were needed because none of the candidates secured a majority in November's vote. Opinion polls suggest both races could go either way. Hermione G, Euronews.
The Democrats have already won the White House and the House of Representatives, so why do they also need the Senate? Our reporter Jack Parrock has been speaking to experts and sent this report from Washington, D.C.
When you have control over that body, it gives you control over key committees, also confirmations, and it enables, if you're a president and you have the Senate is controlled and the House is controlled, you're able to get your agenda through. And it's really difficult. Even when you do control both bodies, if it's the same, it's always difficult.
The Senate confirms officials from the Supreme Court to US ambassadors and the Secretary of State. They approve budgets and have the power to block laws they don't like. Senators keep their seats for 6 years, with staggered elections happening every 2 years for a third of them. It means that friendships and favours are built up over long periods of time. Donald Trump has enjoyed a Republican-controlled Senate throughout his first term. Joe Biden first won a Senate seat back in 1972 and knows the chamber well.
Joe Biden is a Senate lifer. He's got lifelong relationships. He's got a long-standing relationship with Senator McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader, who's a Republican. So I think you're going to see those sides try to work together, but I think it's probably too early yet exactly how that's going to play out. Some issues they will. Some issues they're not going to work together. The Republicans in the Senate will act as a roadblock to certain things.
Winning control of the Senate will give Joe Biden much more leeway in pushing his political agenda. Jack Parrock, Euronews, Washington, D.C.